Did you ever stop and wonder if you could be related to everyone with your last name?
Just think if you're a Lincoln, how you'd be congratulated if Honest Abe were someone you could claim.
To clear up any mystery, just check your family history.
Genealogy's the name of the game. Now some ancestors you'll find you want to hide,
but most of them will fill your heart with pride.
Oh, your family tree, your family tree. Check your genealogy, find who was who and how who came to be. On your family tree.
Welcome, listeners. It's time for the Genealogy Radio Show. And this week's show is all about a newly published book by Dr. Michael J. Keane, From Laois to Kerry, which discusses the transplantation of the 7 septs of Laois to Kerry when County Laois was largely taken over by English planters in the late 16th and 17th century. Our series this time is Series 5, Clans and Surnames, and this is episode 1. So it's very fitting that we should have such a title covering 7 surnames for you today. So welcome, Dr. Michael J. Keane.
Yeah, good afternoon, Lorna. Nice to talk to you.
Welcome to the Genealogy Show for the first time. I'm sure we'll be listening to you a few times. And just to ask you, first of all, a little bit about Michael. You're a recently retired economics lecturer from UCC, and you've been busy because you've been able to concentrate on genealogy and local history interests, and they stemmed from your interest to the Kerry McAvoy presence in your own family tree, which by coincidence coincided with a Laois McAvoy mother-in-law. So, Michael, tell us about yourself.
Okay, Lorna. Well, the first thing I would say, and something I'm very proud of, Lorna, is that I come from County Kerry, from a place called Tarbert in North Kerry, just across the Shannon Estuary from your own county, in fact, Clare. And as I'm sure you know, Lorna, there's a car ferry that goes across from Tarbert, County Kerry, to Killimer in County Clare, which I'm sure you've been on yourself many times.
Yes, and I pass it. We're not too far away from that here in lovely Kilkee, where Raidio Corcabaiscinn is aired from.
Yeah, so we're very close in that geographic sense, Lorna. Now, my career-wise, I was a lecturer in University College Cork for over 30 years as an economist, specialising really in agricultural economics, where I still do a little bit of work. But my hobby through life, I suppose, was local history and genealogy, but it's only since I retired that I've really had the time to take it very seriously, and that has indeed resulted in the book which I've now just published.
And it's a wonderful book. I know because we heard something about it during the wonderful Ancestral Connection summer school at UCC. And it's From Laois to Kerry. So can you give us some background on can you tell us a little bit about the book, first of all?
Yeah, okay, Lorna. It's a combination really of, I suppose, local history and genealogy in the sense of tracing surnames. The local history side of it stems from the fact that in County Laois, the 7 clans that were there through many, many centuries, always referred to as the 7 septs of Laois. The names are Moores, Kellys, Lawlers, Dowlings, Deebies, sometimes referred to as Dees in Kerry, I suppose, and Deebies in Laois, Dorns and McAvoys, where their territory was invaded, I suppose, really, and eventually planted by the English in the second half of the 1500s. Many bloody battles ensued as they tried to retain their territory, but eventually, when their leader from the leading family, which were the O'Moores, Only Rory O'Moore, was slaughtered in 1600, they came to accept defeat. And after a lot of negotiation, they agreed that they would accept transplantation to Kerry. The agreement was signed by all the leaders of the 7 septs in 1607. And the transplantation is believed to have commenced on Midsummer's Day in 1607. So it's a very long time ago. Now, my own background is that I come from Tarbert, and the McAvoy surname is prominent in my family tree, and Tarbert is one of the parishes that the seven septs were transplanted to. So that sparked my initial interest, and as you mentioned, it just by total coincidence, my mother-in-law happened to be a Laois McAvoy. So it started out as a personal journey, if you like, but then when I found that there wasn't that much ever published, as far as I can find anyway, on the whole story of the transplantation and the survival of the seven septs of Laois in Kerry, the story for me widened out into the broader transplantation of all the septs, not just the McAvoys.
Well,
so that's basically how it came about, Lorna, yeah.
Yeah, it's certainly filling in a fascinating gap in the literature because, we're very familiar with Tehel or Connacht kind of transplantation, which is later on under Cromwellian conquest.
Sure.
But this transplantation does not get the type of notice that you would expect it to get, really, and it's so significant. And just to go on one of the McAvoy names, they have a lovely. They're formerly chiefs of the present barony of Moygleish in County Westmeath as well. So they settled in Laois and became lords of the territory, and comprising of the parishes of Mountrath and Raheen in County Laois.